All right, everyone. So today's video is going to be different. We are going to be doing a team building guide, comboing it with a showcase of the team that we build as well. And for today's video, I got the idea to do it for Hybrid Saiyan. So let me know in the comment section down below which team you want to see something like this for. And if you enjoy this type of series, please be sure to listen through, share the video out with your friends, and put a like on the video as well. It shows me you guys want to see more. That obviously helps me feel better about the videos. But literally, if I don't see the reception that I think it should get, I'm not gonna do it again. It's just that simple. That being said, we are gonna, like I said, talk about hybrids. Now, hybrids recently got this guy and some other stuff like the tag, and so there's some stuff that's happened over the last like 4 or 5 months that, you know, this guy's Zenkai, blah blah, whatever. So the question is, when it comes down to hybrid, is I think that hybrids is a really interesting team because there are actually a lot of caveats when it comes, in my opinion, to building this team and building it effectively. On the team that you see currently, those are pretty much most of the best characters that are available to this grouping per color, pretty much. Now, the huge caveat here is Blue Trunks he's one of their best characters, period, and he's a phenomenal character, has aged really well. However, one of the best parts of his kit is completely restricted because hybrids were so good when he came out still, I guess that's why. But it's completely restricted. So if you're not using a Future team or a Vegeta family team, you're not going to be able to get the endurance, which is a huge thing to lose. And there's a little bit more to it, I think, than that. But nonetheless, obviously the most important part is the endurance. It's too good to lose. So ideally, if you're building a team with him on it, you make sure you can fit that requirement. So something like these three, that can get the job done. There's some other characters in here that are Trunks based, or, you know, Vegeta family or Future, you know, like they can get the job done for you, and they're good enough to run. But something like this would be more or less your best trio. And then if you build a team like this centered around these three, then the backline bet would just be pretty much bench characters. You could throw this, or you could throw him out, I guess, but I meant to say you could throw that guy in. You could throw in just strong Z ability characters and go from there. That's pretty much what you're doing if you're building a team around that Trunks. Now, an argument can be made that the Trunks is good enough and is still pretty relevant in terms of the meta being a blue character with MUI Goku and the androids. And if you look at the roster of blue characters available to the Hybrid Saiyan grouping, there's not a lot of them. I mean, the next best one is who? It's probably that Super Saiyan Gohan Zenkai. I am personally not going to consider running him on this team just because I think there's a clear step off between him and Trunks. Trunks is just significantly better. And also, this guy exists, but again, he's not as good as the other Trunks either. So, personally, you can make the argument that you still want to do this, even if you don't have the endurance in every match. Like, maybe you run this guy as your green on your team instead. Things like that can be said as an argument for Trunks because, again, the meta right now, you almost need a blue in every match because, like I said, MUI is going to wind up in those matches, as is the androids. Now, the unfortunate thing about the meta right now is that it's all MUI Goku androids or the Ultra Super character, Super Vegeta or Gogeta. And hybrids also are in a weird position with their red character because the red Gohan is he the best red here? Yeah, he's the best red here. But the thing is, I mean, I really like Great Saiyan 1 and 2. I think that what they offer today is actually a little bit more higher value. That might be a hot take, but whatever the case is between these two, you can make an argument that, again, they're not good enough as your main reds when it comes to dealing with a character like Super Vegeta. He's just too powerful. He has the endurance nullification. That's the thing he has. But I meant to say he has the endurance built into his kit, but he has the neutrality. Like, Super Vegeta is such a real problem. And when you get down to it, the Gohan isn't really doing a ton outside of just pure damage. And also, another thing that kind of starts being an issue with hybrids is if you start looking at these characters and the good ones on the characters that are like Zenkais or older characters, you notice that they have bad Z abilities. Like, Ultimate Gohan is actually phenomenal in my opinion. I think he's a really good Zenkai, definitely worth running as your green on any team you're going to be building. But that Z ability, for one, doesn't fit him as a melee character, even though he has some blast buffs. It's just not good for him. And then it's a single stat buff, which, again, it's not great. And then you look at Gohan here, the Super Saiyan 2 one, again, same issue is happening here with the single stat 35%, whereas, like, look at Trunks' Z ability. Look how much power creep is in Z abilities in and of themselves. 32% on the other character. That's just such a huge drop off. In hybrids, unfortunately, it kind of doesn't really matter who you're dealing with. Even if you were to put him in, again, single stat ability here, you run into that a lot. And unfortunately, as you go up against better teams, and stronger characters, they're going to have more Z abilities similar to Trunks's, which means that you're just missing out on a lot of stats, depending on the team that you're building, right? So personally, like I said, I think Gohan has some value with the damage he does and the neutrality, but that's literally it. And then he has some support stuff in there that I do like, but I don't love him on a team that is centered more around melee characters. So I guess if you were going to try to use him as your main linchpin, you still run into the same issue with blues. You do still want a blue on your team. And by the way, I'm not saying these characters are bad. It's just there's a clear drop off. The other Trunks is just a lot better. It is what it is, right? And I mean, I even recently used this Trunks in a 1v3 scenario, and that was hilarious versus, I think, the androids. It was hilarious. He was so powerful. But again, he's not good enough to run in a competent space, right? So you still run into the same issue with that, but you can build a team around this Gohan and do something like this guy and then plug in the Goten as well, who again, admittedly, Goten is a powerful character, has some good offensive pivot utility with the Blastron and stuff like that, but he is another single stat character that just, again, you run into the same issue, like I said, a lot. Something like this would be a very powerful team. However, you don't have the defensive utility of an Endurance or Revive. You don't have some of the sustain that you would need outside of that. And really, if you don't maintain priority with a team like this, it's so offense-oriented, you'll just lose. And then on top of that, there's a lot of blast cards built into this team. So if you were to try to just make a mixed hybrid team, you would drop that guy, and you would actually plug in one of the better characters that you probably don't hear enough about anymore, which is this guy, who does offer some of that utility with a Revive and being a powerful character in and of himself. He is a melee character, so obviously you want to try to skew more towards melee-based teams, but with the blend with this character having 1-in-1 Gohan, you're fine with something like this, I guess. You have good color synergy between a purple, red, and green. So I've given you a lot of caveats, right? And the main things I want to really give as a takeaway is that red and blue are not very strong colors for this grouping anymore, which is hilarious to say because, again, this Gohan ruled the game for so long, and I do think you can use him successfully. However, there's just better options. It is what it is. You know, the leader slot really does change things because you can fix one or two of those issues depending on how you build your team. If you were to leave the leader slot and plug in one of the top characters there, obviously you would take your team from being good to being great. If you were to plug in like the androids in that leader slot, or plug in MUI Goku in that leader slot, or Ultra Super Vegeta or Gogeta, you would again take them to being a better team. I'd probably say the best character to plug in would be Gogeta personally, and you build a team with Gogeta in the leader slot and then these two, and you go from there. You have the offense, the defense. I think that's probably the best situation you could be in personally. And then other than that, because like you have the blue and the yellow to deal with the androids, right? And then other than that, you can plug in the Great Saiyan, who again, I really do love the Great Saiyan tag character or assist character. They have a lot of support and things like that that are very valuable to them. They also nullify endurance, so if you happen to need to plug them in as your red, I think you could be fine with them on a team with either one of those Gohans at the top and then Ultra Gogeta in the leader slot. And that's kind of where the team is kind of shaping towards personally. And you don't, with these newer characters or Zenkai characters, you don't run into that huge deficiency that you start having with a lot of single stat Z abilities. The only single stat Z ability I even value anymore, I mean, they're all good, I guess, to a degree, but the only one I really value is HP at this point. You want to have an HP buffer if you can, in my opinion. So this with a team with, let's just say this is Gogeta, right? Let's just say that's Gogeta in that Gohan spot in the leader. So the last character I'd plug in would be him, and then actually you'd have a good synergy of full melee-based support on the team pretty much. You have full color support as well, and you can be versatile with your team. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to plug Gogeta in that leader slot and go from there and test out this team and see how they compete as well. Literally first match, we get matched with the androids. This is what I was talking about. Okay, here we go. Whoa, did that lag for a second? Or did he just delay? That looked kind of weird, bro. That looked kind of weird. Anyways, whatever. I shouldn't have canceled that strike. I didn't expect to get a full screen blast armor. I was already trying to cancel it. That's not great. I should be able to land here. Yep, nice. He's got 2 blast covers. He'll go to Vegeta. Yeah. Oh, he went to sell. Nice. All right. There it is. He just must have wanted the Dragon Ball, I guess. Ah, nothing there. Wow, that landed somehow? What the hell? This guy's just trying to get a perfect out of me. Oh, that was a good switch. That was a good switch. Surprised he didn't go immediately, though. But that was a good switch. Drop combo? Drop combo? No, drop combo. That null, man. So the null covers and null endurance, it's a lot to deal with. With them having null covers, null endurance, and the reverse type, it's just like everything else they do is just icing on the cake. It really is. Because you can't do anything against them. That's the point. That's why they're so powerful, is that you can't do a damn thing against. Like I said, the Dragon Ball stuff, the Vanish stuff, like that's all good. All the cards they draw, like all that's all good and dandy, but it really boils down to those 3 things, right? Just so much value. Okay. I was really hoping he'd go to the androids, obviously. He didn't, clearly. I was really hoping he would. I was also scared he'd get a knockback. Didn't I have a blast in my hand? Stop destroying my cards and reducing my key every time they hit me. My God. Green card? No. Nice. Whoa, okay. I had swiped a long time before I even said whoa. I swiped. And he just stood there, charging. They don't have any anti-revive, thankfully. Oh my God, that would be so annoying. Stop destroying my stuff! My goodness. Ooh, good one. He should have dropped there. He knew I had to cover. Wow, he still had enough to keep going. Wow, that's something. I thought for sure he was done. That neutrality is helping here a lot. You serious? They still had enough again? They just don't stop. Holy crap, they don't stop. They don't stop. That, like, okay, I lost Gogeta really early, but that's my point. That character, they do too much stuff. They don't stop. There's so many things that they do. This is why, like, I love the Ultra characters, and the Gogeta and Vegeta are able to compete with the androids. I think them and MUI and SS3 Goku too, to a degree. I think he's the weakest of those 4 for the record. But anyways, they can compete with the androids. However, especially when together, the fusions together, like they really can compete well. However, even they struggle versus this because it's just too much nonsense happening. And Vegeta, if he gets caught, he's done because they'll just nullify him in a regular combo too. Like, I don't know what they were thinking with this character. I don't even mind that I lost. It's the point that, and clearly hybrids, I could have won this match if I played better, obviously. But clearly there's a huge gap because this character, I think, was designed to heavily screw over future Gohan, the one I'm using. But by doing so, Super Vegeta actually has some of those exact same beats in his kit. That's the thing. So, like, Super Vegeta falls to the same exact stuff. Wow, they just didn't stop. They just don't stop. They don't stop. So GG to him. Let's keep it going. Ironic that they're our next opponents. And MUI is in the back. It's actually a Saiyan team. Surprised MUI is not in the leader slot. I think he needs to be in the leader slot. But they have almost, except for the two Zenkais in the middle, they all have Saiyan Z abilities, right? So it is what it is. Anyways, it's hilarious. This is our next team that we versus. That's why I was talking about it when we built the team. I said, hey, well, the thing is, the meta is going to tell you you're going to be versus these characters and only these 4 characters every match. So here we go, guys. All right, so we shifted up drastically. I just think that's so funny, man. Gohan also almost can't be in this match because Gogeta, if he gets him, the Dragon Ball stuff is just too high value, right? He's going to have to cover the Goku. Oh, he went to Vegeta. That's fair. I didn't think he would just because type disadvantage, but I don't mind that. It's whatever. Nice. Okay, that works too. Surprised he didn't go to Goku there. I'll take that. Thanks for that. What if he has a green? Ah, I'm going to lose the green here. I don't love that. That's so annoying. His green card is so powerful. Oh, I drew another one. Nice. I'm going to tackle here. I accidentally swiped in between. You have no covers. However, he did a drop combo. End your combo. I'll have to throw Gogeta into that. Ah! 2 million? I'd actually be surprised if this kills. Let's find out. Yeah, I didn't think so. It was close, though. I wish I heard that. Can I get a perfect? I still have the null effect, which is very important if I can land a combo on Vegeta. Didn't expect the tackle. That's a shame. Can I go to Gohan? I'll just wait for the ult. Nice. Ironic, we both did that to each other. Love to see it. Nice. Look at him going quick so I can't switch. I respect it. Same thing I did. I'd actually like him to counter this. Ah, he didn't counter it. Look at that. Great Saiyan Man coming in real handy like I said they would. Okay, let's get that life here. Up. GG, man. All right, so here's the last match, guys. So he brought the other tag. I certainly didn't expect to see them. Ooh, I almost got him. I should have went on the first one. But yeah, Gohan will be high value in this match. Well, both Gohans, I guess, but I mainly meant the green one. Ooh, whoa, that was going to be a sidestep. Okay, this is fine. I won't rescue. I'd like to use Gohan's green, though. Ah, that's annoying. I assume he's just going to go to Goku here. In purple, obviously. Good patience. I thought he would go immediately. He still hasn't even got the ability to tag yet. If he had a blue, that drop-in blue counter would have been devastatingly good. Unfortunately, I guess he didn't have it. Like I said, that would have been devastatingly good. Ah, they're back in time, huh? Ah, crap. That's not great. Although they have no long arts. That blue did a lot of damage. Relatively speaking, compared to the previous, what, 2 blues? So Gohan might be the most important character in this match now, just because Goku. That's fair. For comparison's sake, this guy might be the least important. Rescue? Yep, that's fine. Let's draw my ult. Wow. He dashed back, of all things. My goodness, I wish I had got a chance to see that. Tap punches, yeah. A tackle? I heard the freaking voice line, but it was Gohan's freaking voice line. I thought he was doing his ult. I heard I can't quote it, but that was my Gohan's voice line. Damn it, Misako. I thought that was Goku talking. And he was doing his ultimate. I didn't hear the audio cue, the audio cue here, to be fair. But oh my god. That was my own effect. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, GG. Wow. This Gohan is just doing a lot of damage. My goodness. Good lord, dude. He just did a lot of damage. That was my own Gohan's audio effect. That's so bad. I was like, man, wait a minute. Huh? And I looked at it, I was like, wait, that's not a... At the worst, I thought it was like a strike art, maybe. But I heard the audio, and it's, again, she does the voice for both of them. And for whatever reason, I didn't consider that was like... You know, they if you actually do listen to her voice acting, like, there's this phenomenal clip of her doing them all. Goku, Gohan, and Goten. Well, she also does Black, and I think Turles too, but just those three. She does them all consecutively, and you can really hear the inflections and differences in their voices. If you think they all sound the same, they do to a degree because it's the same person. but they all sound a lot different when she does them consecutively. You can really tell. Anyways, and I didn't even think about like how she, you know, deepens her voice for SS4 or anything. I didn't even think about that. I heard her voice and I thought it was Goku. I think that's like a 1 in a million mistake. I don't think I've ever done that or made that mistake ever in over 1,500 days playing this stupid game. All right, so to conclude, we got destroyed in the first match. You know what? I generally don't care. Genuinely don't care about posting losses because you don't win every match when you play this game. Everybody loses. Literally every person on the planet that plays this game loses. So it doesn't matter. But the androids are, wow. Those guys, I'm still on that. Those guys are a threat, dude. This is why I can't go there to put the Ultras ahead of them, and the Ultras are phenomenal. They're really good. They really pressured us as well in that second match. I just can't go there because the androids do too damn much. They do too much. They really do. And they're the only character really where if they get you, you just can't play the game. Almost. It's not really that serious. They're not the only one, literally, but it feels that way because they go forever, all that stuff. Super Vegeta does some of this stuff too, and where if he gets you, you know, but he doesn't have cover null like they do, like stuff like that. And they pick it up on the stupid green card. It's just, they're a problem. So my point is, hybrids are still a character or two away. The thing is, they're really 2 characters away because we relied on an outside source for our leader slot for the video, which is a bit of a cop-out, right? If we're being honest, it's a bit of a cop-out. If I were to build the Trunks variant, you could have the same stuff that you would have with this type of team. I just think Gogeta is a lot better than Trunks, and I don't think it's even close comparatively. So that's why I opted for Gogeta instead. But you could build the Trunks variant and just make sure you have probably the tag character who's really good in Red Star range as your 3rd character or something like that, or whatever you do. But yeah, I think that even if you do that, you still need a competent red. And like Great Saiyaman's cool, but you missed the Trunks passive. Trunks and Mai is decent, but they're not good enough. You know, like you're missing stuff no matter which build you go for because of the meta and the way that it dictates your matchups. You need a powerful blue because MUI and the androids. You need a powerful red. They just like they fall off a little bit with that. And again, Gohan is the dark horse. The red Gohan is the dark horse because he does have the power offensively to compete with the top dogs in the game. Like he can blow all of them up if we're being honest, but he doesn't do anything else. While all of them are doing, like I said, the androids do a billion things. Super Vegeta, the other characters that have come out recently do a billion things. Gohan can't compete with that. It's the same issue that 18 has. The Android 18, she was incredible, but she can't compete when she only does damage and gets his cars a draw speed. That's fine, but where's the rest of what you do? You can't even land a combo reliably because you just get knocked back. Same goes to Gohan. So I think they're a couple of pieces away. So, I mean, this is really, if we're being honest, it's really primed for Beast Gohan to come in and take a spot on this team. That's what it is it's primed for Beast Gohan. I think the green, yellow, and purple slots are fine. I think those characters are all good enough. They're all, honestly, I think, well, Gohan, the new one, is a little bit of, I'm going to remove him from that, but the 2 LF Gohans are definitely good enough to be considered top 20 characters, both of them, I think. So, like, that's kind of where things are personally. So it's really weird to say, but I think that this team is primed for like a blue Beast Gohan, like I said, to kind of plug in and go from there. So we'll see. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch all of you in the next one.